Most important chapters of my book actually deals with this issue. So I was an ultramarathon runner. I completed the Leadville Trail 100. I used to run 40 miles, 20 miles on Saturday, 20 miles on Sunday, and race a marathon every month. I can't even count how many marathons I've done. And I have the kind of morbid honor of specializing in funerals for extreme athletes. And I have to tell you, the eulogies are always the same. He, because it's always a he died doing what he loved best. He was the safest fill-in-the-blank kayaker, climber, extreme skier that I knew. I'm so surprised it happened to him. It's always the same eulogy. So, we live in this culture that we have our eye on the gold. You have to be the best. You have to be the best. And whether it's being, the best lawyer or the best doctor or the best politician, going to the best schools, having the best job, or it's being the best skier. And we make a lot of sacrifices to get there that I'm not sure are such the best choice for us. And I have another talk that I give about the upside of the recession. And I think that one of the really upsides of the recession is that because, where I grew up in Scarsdale, New York, right? Sort of like Aspen. And I always knew that, being successful meant having a great job and, sending my kids to the best colleges, and if I did really well, I'd be able to have a ski house in Aspen. So today, not as many of us can succeed in those ways anymore. Some people still can. But a lot of us, realize that if our kids are going to go to college, we're going to have to get scholarships for them. And, there was this great interview on NPR with this dad that was out of work. He'd been looking for a job for months. And he said to the reporter, he said, I can't control the recession. I can't control the fact that I don't have a job. I've applied for 600 jobs. But what I can control is my relationship with my son. And so he had, really used this time as an opportunity to be close to his son. Religion and the wilderness don't teach us that we have to be the best. They don't teach us that we have to be number one. They teach us the opposite. They teach us to be part of a community. They teach us to look out for our relationships and look out for the earth. They teach us to take time off. The trees, right? Trees are taking a time off right now. It's winter. They're getting geared up for spring, but they're not there yet. In Judaism and Christianity, we have this cool concept called the Sabbath, where you take a day off every single week. Imagine this, a day where you just you go outside and you go skiing, but you don't complain. You don't talk about your job. You just be with your friends. Or you turn off your BlackBerry and just be with your children. This is what religion tells us to do. This is what nature tells us to do. So in my book, and I hope you'll read this chapter, it's so important. I tell the story about a doctor, Dr. Nelson Gantz, may his memory be for a blessing, who was one of the most celebrated doctors in the world. He saved hundreds, if not thousands, of people's lives because he was an infectious disease doctor, but he taught the teachers. He educated the professors and wrote the textbooks. And when he died, he was just mourned by people all over the world. And he said to me, as he was dying, he said to me, Rabbi, at my funeral, please tell the doctors and nurses to go home. Tell them it's not worth it. Despite all his accolades, despite all the lives he literally saved, he completely sacrificed his family life. He had no relationship with his family because of his work. And the second story I tell in the same chapter is about a kayaker, one of the best kayakers in Colorado, who died kayaking. And you'll see the similarities between the doctor's story and the kayakers, which on the surface seem so utterly different, but are really the same about this competitive urge, need to be the best. So long answer, but pretty passionate about it. Thanks for the question. Yeah, please.